It's insane levels of violence. But I mean, that's what makes it cool.
Yes.
If you just don't think about the kid with the puppy and the
The kid with the
passengers.
puppy. Yep. Driving to see a movie with their mom, and then Batman comes in and goes. Meh.
I know.
I watched Batman yesterday, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, first of all, just tell me what you think. Was it? I mean, I thought it was great. I might be my favorite of the Batmans.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's between the Batman and Batman Begins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like a lot of the elements of the movie. I like the atmosphere is great.
Excellent.
I like the grittiness of it. It's very dark and gritty in a way that I don't think a live action Batman movie has been. Not counting I don't remember the Zack Snyder ones at all, but like it has like a very seedy underbelly sense to it. You know, far more than Batman Begins did, or the Tim Burton ones have. They have a dark atmosphere, but it's like a gothic. It's not like a seedy atmosphere. And I think that suits Batman well. I like the setup for the story about like everyone in the city is corrupt, and it's kind of like Batman trying to operate in this corrupt system. I liked most of the cinematography in the movie. There was only one shot I thought was really fucking dumb, which was there's a part where Twilight jumps off the roof and he has like a flight suit, and they do this thing where he has a camera mounted on his head, but looking back at him. You know what I'm talking? You remember that scene?
I do.
And so, like, whenever you mount a camera on someone and they're moving quickly, like the part where the camera is looks stationary and everything else moves wildly. So, like, his head looks stationary, but his whole body's like shaking wildly because he's like flying through the air, and it just looks so fucking goofy. And I'm like, why did they include this? It looks really dumb. But I didn't like that shot. I like most of the other shots in the movie.
I vaguely remember that.
I liked Robert Pattinson as Batman. I did not like him as Bruce Wayne. He's very emo kid. And I couldn't believe this. One of his first lines as Bruce Wayne was, "You're not my father."
Oh, yeah.
He says this to Alfred. He's like, "You're not my dad." I'm like, why would they put that in the movie? Like, what the fuck? And I'm not sure how I feel about him whispering the entire movie. So if you haven't seen it, whenever he's Bruce Wayne, he whispers for the rest of the whole movie, regardless of what's happening. And I'm not sure I'm on board with the whispering. I don't know.
I didn't even notice this.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was strange. In every scene, he whispers when he's not Batman. And I was like, that's interesting. Because I always like the whole like Bruce Wayne is, and I know this is young Batman, so maybe he'll change. But I always like Bruce Wayne is putting on this act of being like the playboy. And I like that about Nolan when, you know, he's Bruce Wayne. He's like pretending to be this like ridiculous over the top rich business guy. But I had some major problems with the movie, Adam. I had some major problems with the film.
Why you gotta ruin everything?
I had some major problems with the movie, and I'll try to keep spoilers to a minimum. So if you guys haven't seen it.
Well, I mean, wait a second here. I have a spoiler. So
well, we can talk about non-spoilers first, and then
okay.
Just so you can, you know, if people want to cover their ears for like a minute or two. So non-spoilers. My problem with the movie, this is a minor spoiler. I don't think it's gonna really ruin anything. My problem first started to notice this was there's a car chase scene that everyone is like jizzing over. It's like so amazing. And also the music is really great. I really like.
Oh fuck yeah, the music.
The new Batman theme is very cool and very different than all the other previous Batman themes.
They play on that Nirvana song in all of the orchestral music, which is fucking great.
What Nirvana song?
There's a number. Oh wait, is it Nirvana or is it? I swear it's Nirvana.
Is the Batman theme based off a Nirvana song?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, it sounded like it was like it felt like, or it sounded like it was based off of a funeral dirge or something.
No, it is a Nirvana song. I knew it was. Underneath the bridge. That's the Nirvana song.
Really? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I liked it. Whatever it
So
was pretty awesome.
so that is an amazing Nirvana song. They
Hmm.
and not only do they use that Nirvana song, and they carry the I don't know music, so but they
Hmm.
carry the melody or the basic three chords or whatever into the orchestral music, which it's so intense. Yeah, the music is amazing.
Oh, I see. Okay. I know this Nirvana song. I would
Yeah.
never have known that unless you point out. Yeah, but it's substantially changed enough to like be its own thing.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah.
when they do the orchestral stuff,
Hmm.
I mean, it is the Nirvana song, but it's like the Nirvana song, like as big as fucking Star Wars. You know how they do that orchestral shit? It's
Yeah, it's
like,
like someone says it sounds like the Chopin funeral march mixed with the Imperial March.
yeah.
So yeah. But so anyway, so the first thing that alerted me to a problem in the movie that I was like, oh,
Hmm.
is there's this big car chase,
Hmm.
which I'm fine with. But so there's this big car chase where Batman is chasing the Penguin.
Hmm.
And the Penguin's only running away from Batman because Batman's chasing him. So Batman has caused the car chase situation.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
They get to this part where they're on the freeway and the Penguin starts driving like against traffic and he
You're such a
causes,
pussy.
wait a
I
minute,
can't believe you're saying this.
wait a minute.
I
He
fucking.
causes he causes this like super massive pileup of trucks with a massive explosion.
Why are you saying this?
And I'm watching this. I'm like, what the fuck? Batman is responsible for all these
Oh
people
my
that just
god.
died.
Oh my god. It's the coolest part of the
No,
movie.
no, 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 no.
And
See,
Sitch
this is where visual versus story comes in.
and Sitch
Because
is
I'm like,
worried about the fucking screen people.
I'm like, okay, yeah, there's a cool like all these cars explode and Batman drives his car through the fireball, and that all looks like cool, and I guess. But I'm like, holy shit, Batman just directly caused all these fucking people to die.
Yeah, oh, Sitch,
And he never reacts to it. He never reacts to it.
oh my,
And I was like, what
oh my,
the fuck?
oh man.
And like it's just to me, I'm just like it's like
Oh
in the
shit.
joke cop movies. Wait a minute, in the joke cop movies where like there's the super cops and someone like robs a store and it's like they chase the guy and through the chase they end up like destroying like half the city and it's like good job, you saved the store like 10 grand but you caused $10 million in damages. That was the scene
Oh, it's
that,
totally it.
but it wasn't played as a joke. That was the scene, but it wasn't played as a joke. And I was like, holy fuck. And I watched this. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is like crazy. And it didn't, the scene didn't have to be set up that way. Cause I'm thinking like in a normal action movie, you know, he's chasing the villain because the villain's about to like set off a bomb or so. Like there's some, the villain is going to do something that you have to stop them because they're going
Mhm.
to cause untold harm. When Batman's chasing the Penguin and
Mhm.
he catches him, it's for no fucking reason. He catches the Penguin because he thinks that he's the guy the Riddler is chasing. And it turns out he's not the guy the Riddler is chasing. And Batman's wrong and stupid. And they literally just say, oh, well, I guess we're letting you go now, Penguin. And they just leave him. They cause all these people to fucking die. They cause this massive pileup on the freeway and all these explosions. He catches a Penguin and then he just lets him go because he's the wrong fucking guy.
Oh my god.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck, Batman? You're the worst Batman ever. This is ridiculous. He didn't even arrest him for getting all those people fucking killed.
Sitch never. Just remember, guys, never go to a movie with PSA Sitch. Okay, never. Never go to a movie with PSA Sitch.
They didn't even arrest him for killing. He killed like dozens of people, and they don't even arrest him. You see him like later in the movie just hanging out at the stupid bar. I'm like, I guess they just were like, oh, it's fine that you killed all these fucking people. Like, what the hell?
First of all, what Sitch is leaving out is there were actually no injuries in that huge car pileup.
Oh, I forgot. No. When all the trucks flipped over and started exploding, you saw all the drivers hit their emergency escape car button, and they flew out and they parachuted away to safety. Yeah, that's what happened.
Nobody actually died or was hurt in any of that driving against traffic, huge, semi-tanker tipping over and exploding.
I understand that no actors died in the filming of this movie. Okay.
Well, no characters in the movie died either.
I understand that, but there's still people. There's supposed to be people in those cars that all fucking died.
I understand what you're saying.
Right. It's not Elon Musk, automatic cars driving everywhere.
How are we supposed to make that scene? Is fucking incredible. How are we supposed to put that scene in the movie and please you?
Oh, this is how. Okay.
Okay.
The person driving away has to be like someone who's about to do something so bad that you have to stop them at all costs. Okay.
Okay.
Not, I want to question this guy, and so I'm going to chase him, and then he's going to kill a bunch of people, and then I'm going to let him go because it turns out to be the wrong fucking guy. It didn't even amount to anything. Okay. It was pointless. It was a pointless action that ended up being just because they want to have a cool chase scene and they couldn't figure out a way to fit it into the story.
It's exactly that guy who's this. It's the spider guy. Listen, I have an idea, but
the spider guy. Oh, yeah. With Wild West. Yeah.
Right. He's basically, we have to have this scene. Oh, that scene is incredible.
No, but you could have that.
And the fire and
the scene visually is amazing.
Batman walking up upside down from the Riddler. It's not the Riddler though. It's the Penguin. From the Penguin's POV.
Yes.
It's so good.
That's the scene that everyone's talking about because it's so visually cool. And you have the shot, as you said, the Penguin's upside down in the car after it's crashed, and the Batman slowly walks up to him with fucking badass. His cape's flowing in the wind, the music's blaring, and it's like, bah, 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 bah. Oh my God, shit's going real. Batman's fucking getting real here, and you're like, oh, this is so cool. But I'm just like, what the fuck? The whole scene ended up amounting to nothing.
This is too much empathy for NPCs, fictitious characters in a movie.
It's like when you watch Zack Snyder's Superman and he's fighting General Zod and they're just killing everyone in the city, and you're like, that's not very heroic of Superman just be causing this like untold collateral damage.
Okay. I want you to do a Batman review and post it on your main channel just so I can read the comments. All the comments that are like, you piece of shit.
I'm sure.
How dare you?
Or Metalworks of Chat says Batman the animated show does types of the scenes like this all the time without Batman looking stupid. That was the thing too. Mm-hmm. You could have had this. You could have the exact same scene, and it could have made sense. It just has to be written so that it amounts to something. There has to be some good reason for Batman to be chasing the Penguin, and when he fucking catches him and stops him from doing whatever he's doing, it has to be worth it. It was. I couldn't believe how not worth it.
This is definitely worthwhile criticism. Okay, I may have enjoyed it. Just the visuals a little too much.
Here's the problem, though. That trend is the rest of the movie, because there's a huge flaw with the movie, which maybe you didn't realize. Batman fucking sucks in this movie. He doesn't stop anyone from doing anything bad. And he doesn't figure out anything. The whole movie is supposed to be like this murder mystery where the Riddler is doing this like Saw like thing where he's killing people in like weird ways, and he's leaving riddles for Batman to kind of solve. Like, he's doing the serial killer thing where you're supposed to, have the cop or Batman solve the riddle to actually prevent the Riddler from doing the bad thing he wants to do. At no point in the movie does Batman ever figure out any of the riddles fast enough to actually stop the Riddler from doing the fucking thing he's doing?
Yeah, that's
Riddler
true.
does everything he wants to do except for one tiny, tiny thing at the end.
He does keep his mouth shut in that one scene, which is very good.
He doesn't accidentally blow his cover. Yeah, okay.
But that's good.
No, but like I couldn't believe it.
The restraint of that Batman.
I couldn't believe it. It's like every time they get a riddle, Batman doesn't solve it in time to stop the next person from dying. And even when the Riddler, spoiler, so a little bit larger spoiler, okay. When the Riddler, like Batman doesn't capture the Riddler gives himself up on purpose.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So Batman doesn't even fucking capture the fucking Riddler at the end of the movie. He just gives himself up. Yeah, that's stupid. And then the Riddler has this like insane plan that almost entirely works, that causes untold damage and death and destruction to the entire fucking city, which I would argue, which to me seemed like the way that made any sense seemed ludicrous to me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They brought that in super late. That was
right.
That was definitely a problem. They should have set that up earlier on. The whole
well, I'm thinking like
thing.
Yes.
And the woke politician was a little. I knew people would be like,
it was a little on the nose, but I don't know about New York City, but I would imagine that in New York City, there's not like a magical wall you could blow up in New York City that causes the entire city to become flooded. I would hope
of course
that's not a real thing.
Building a city like that is completely moronic.
Yes. Okay. I'm assuming there's no magical wall that prevents the city from being, from flooded.
But look at this car. This car's amazing, Sitch.
No, but I'm thinking in The Dark Knight, in Nolan's Dark Knight. Okay. Batman, Joker sets up the two boat scenario. And the whole point is that the plan doesn't work. Right? Batman saves the day. Batman defeats the Joker. And the Batman Begins, even though Ra's al Ghul creates all this collateral damage because he does spread the toxin gas everywhere, Batman prevents him from doing he's going to spread the toxin to all of Gotham. Batman stops him from doing that. Like, there's still collateral damage, but Batman accomplishes the goal. He stops the person from doing the bad guy from doing what they want to do. Okay. That didn't happen in this movie. Batman fails to prevent the Riddler from doing jack shit. The Riddler does everything he wants to do. Except for killing the mayor. That's the one thing that he prevents. When even he doesn't even prevent him from doing that. Commissioner Gordon fucking prevents him from doing that.
He's failing upwards. Come on, it's like real life. He's a billionaire.
I couldn't believe it. Batman doesn't stop shit in this fucking movie. And then it's so weird because I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, okay, all the bad guys in this movie are captured or gone. And there's like 30 minutes in this movie left. What the fuck is the rest of this movie about? And then there's a bunch of like random no-name people who show up that Batman, like the final confrontation in the movie, the height of the movie is Batman versus a bunch of randos who you've never seen or know about until like right now.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It sucks because there's a lot of the movie I do like. I think like the setting of the movie, the visuals of the movie is all so good. It's just the structure of the script was so fucked in the second half of the movie that it really needed to be reworked and fixed.
Well, those are all really, really good arguments.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't feel it necessary for him to really do any of that stuff. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, and I never once considered all the people he killed. I didn't give a fuck about those people. I don't know. It's so weird. I guess maybe my mind is in movie mode and I don't think about. That's such a like.
That's a better way to view movies because then you actually like them, unlike me.
I know. I guess, if there was like, some real, like if you saw people flying out of vehicles and shit,
Right.
you'd be like, oh man, look, there's a flaming body flying over the
Exactly.
car.
Look, there's a little girl like in her family just exploded
Yeah, I
because
know.
Batman had to catch the penguin for no fucking reason.
That that's they're very good at hiding the devastation. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
which is a good thing. So I mean, I like the fact too that he had. It's funny in the context of what you're saying, because there were moments that were noticeably visually like Batman fucked up. Like he did the like parasailing away thing,
Yeah, yeah, and he
and
hits the bridge.
yeah,
Right.
and he also, I mean, he tries to start the car and the car stalls, which I thought was hilarious. So there were misses like that, but now you're casting like the entire movie as him just
Well,
fucking up
yeah,
right
like
and
that.
left.
Well, here's the thing. They do try to make this as like, 'cause this is young Batman. He's only been doing this
Yes,
for 2 years, and I'm fine with him like fucking up to some extent,
right.
but like not like the main. He needs to catch the bad guy, and
Mhm.
part of the problem is that they set this movie up like he's some ultra smart detective.
Mhm.
Like that is part of the movie. Like, oh, everyone's like, oh, he's so smart. He's such a detective, and he doesn't detect shit.
Well, he does. He does in the scene where they have the guy in the chair in the where they clear out the, what is it, like a cathedral or church or
It's
something
a
like that.
funeral, yeah.
Yeah, where they clear out the funeral home. I mean, he does answer those questions like
No, he know
immediately.
like
Yeah.
Batman know like what when the riddle asks him a generic riddle,
Hmm.
Batman
Yes.
knows the answer to the riddle,
Yes.
but he's
Immediately.
not able to use information to figure out who the next victim is until it's already too late.
Right.
Right.
He never stops one of the processions of victims from
Right.
being killed.
Like
Yeah.
if he was
But
able
there,
to.
I guess part of the reason why that isn't so emotionally damaging is they're just, I mean, aren't they bad people? They're criminals. All the
No,
people that
no.
are
Yeah, I don't
getting
care about those
whacked
people
are
dying.
criminals anyway.
Fuck those. I don't
Yeah.
care about those people dying. Fuck those people.
If Batman actually saved one of those criminals, I would feel like, oh well, fuck, that was a
This is the
mistake.
way like a standard movie logic would go. Okay. Would be like he he's chasing the Riddler. He's figuring all the riddles out too late.
Mhm.
So all these corrupt people are dying. But as you said, we don't really care because they're corrupt. But the final riddle where he's gonna flood the fucking entire city,
Mhm.
he figures that one out before it fucking happens. Okay. And he stops that from happening.
Mhm.
Then you go, okay, now we're in movie land. Now we understand what's happening here. Batman saved the fucking day. Okay.
Well, yeah,
He
but they
stopped the
want
city
them.
from being destroyed.
Didn't you see him help the girl like out of the water at the end?
Yeah, after everything's all fucked, he's like, give me your hand.
He does do that. That is actually kind of weird because he tries to save the black politician and she's like, no, straight white male, get away.
No.
There,
Someone says, I think you make fair point, Sitch. I still say it's decent movie and superior to most Hollywood shit these days. I think that's fair.
yes.
And that's what part of why I was a little frustrated with the second half of the movie, because I do like this movie is unique in its presentation, which I appreciate. It doesn't feel like just a run of the mill Marvel movie, which I'll have that same kind of like look and tone. It didn't feel like the Nolan movies. It had a very unique
Oh yeah.
look and tone, which I really liked.
Yeah.
I really liked the look and tone of this movie. I just wish they could have tweaked the second half of the script to make it work. So.
Yeah. Well, we were talking, and I can't even remember what live stream it was on, but we were talking about the culture of law in regards to the Ukraine Russia thing. And I saw this movie, maybe a day or two after we had that conversation. And a lot of the thing that was interesting to me was, how does America foster that culture of law? Law versus corruption versus lawlessness. And I saw this movie and the one character who's, fighting corruption and this is one of the good things about the movie. Like he even encounters the woman who plays Catwoman, and she's teetering on the edge of corruption already. I mean, she pretty much is corrupt already.
Yeah.
And he's telling her, you know, that's not the way to be. There is definitely this strong sense of, you know, and there's even corrupt elements in the police force.
Yeah, I liked all that stuff. I liked the police force being super corrupt. I liked um, Gordon saying like, "You're the only person I trust." He doesn't actually trust any of the police.
Yeah.
Though some of their dialogue, it was weird. I thought most of the dialogue in the movie was fine, but some of the dialogue between like the Batman and Gordon scenes was super cringy. Like it felt like cop movie like one-liners. I was like, "This is weird." It felt very out of place with the rest of the movie, which is strange to me. But I did like all the seedy corruption that was in the city.
But you walk away from the movie and you think corruption bad, right?
Yes.
Superhero, looks cool. He's the guy that does the right thing. You know, he's the guy fighting corruption.
Yes.
Winning against corruption. Yes. So I think that's like an interesting.
Yeah. It was Bernard from Westworld. That's true. Yeah, I like. Even though I think Westworld sucks, I like. He's a good actor. I think he played a good Gordon. So
if we just ship the Batman movie over to Russia and teach
there you
them
go.
to foster a culture of law, right?
Yes.
Don't you think this is
Bridges? Hey, Bridges says the vibe of the movie was super on point. Yeah, that's true. The vibe was super on point. And I think that's why it is as popular as it is, which is fine because the vibe was very good. It had a great vibe.
I do not think that insane scene, the car chase scene.
Yeah.
Like the way it takes place is just kind of like 1 in a billion, right? The car crashes and there's a ramp and he can fly.
That didn't
up.
bother me that much, yeah. But
well, I think that would have bothered me more if it didn't have the other setup elements of like him crashing when he was parasailing down and hitting the bridge, like the car stalling. Like if he hadn't had these little mishaps along the way, I think that 1 in a million shot would have really stood out a lot more.
Right.
As
maybe
this guy is just like the luckiest person in the world.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. That's true. That's a good point.
So those little details I thought were helpful. Yeah.
Oh, I had two other minor complaints.
Oh no.
Both Catwoman and the Riddler's costumes were terrible.
Oh, you didn't like the Catwoman costume?
No, it was so bizarre. Like she's wearing this like ski mask that doesn't cover her eyes at all, doesn't cover her mouth at all. It just is like this tiny strip that like barely covers her nose and only covers like a tiny inch of her nose. I'm like, it's just like you're not even wearing a mask at that point. Okay.
The nose is the face though. If you cover the nose, that's everything.
It looks so weird. It looks so strange. Like it wasn't covering jack shit in my opinion.
I thought you were going to say there wasn't enough skin.
Well, that I don't think what's her face is particularly attractive, so I don't care about that. But
really, oh okay.
Yeah. And then the Riddler's, I really liked the way the Riddler sounded. Like his voice was really cool and creepy. And he does say, I heard the reference. He says goodbye.
He does.
Like
bye. That's exactly what he said.
Goodbye.
I don't think he says goodbye. I think he says
no. He
bye.
says goodbye. He says goodbye.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he says it like bye bye. It has a very similar feeling to it.
Goodbye.
But the costume looked weird. It was like it looked like a gimp suit mixed with a trash bag, and I'm like, come on, give him a better costume than this.
You didn't like that?
Here. No, I didn't like the gimp suit trash bag look. Not a fan. But
oh, look, here's some picture. Oh, yeah.
Did you notice the weird? There's a weird setup at the end too that like came out of nowhere, which I guess they're setting up for the sequel.
What was that?
Which is Batman pulls out Bane venom at like randomly and injects himself with it.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
And I was like, oh, I guess Bane's going to be in the next movie because that was not set up at all. He just randomly pulls out Bane venom and has it, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess that's where we're going next time. So,
kooky.
anyways, but
Great movie. I'm glad
that's the Batman movie.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Even though I had a big problem with it, I think I did overall enjoy watching it. So
The
just for the
fight,
vibe.
people also like the fight scenes between Batman and Catwoman, that they were more realistic. I mean, she obviously weighs like 100 pounds even. Like,
Yes.
yeah. Which they always do the unrealistic. I don't, why do they do that in movies? Because, I mean, if you're a woman, you would just immediately be a weapons expert, because that's like the great equalizer. The whole idea of fighting people that are, outweigh you by 100 pounds just seems.
Yeah, no, I guess I didn't think about that, but you're right. I did like the fight scenes they did feel more realistic.
Yeah.
And that Batman would just brutally beat the fuck out of someone.
Yeah.
Kind of
Totally.
like they copied a lot of the Arkham game moves, which I appreciate. And it would be over quickly. It wasn't like this super long, like martial arts
Choreographed. Yeah.
choreographed, Obi-Wan versus Anakin fight that goes on for like 10 minutes.
And the beatdowns that he gave were just, I mean, it was great.
Yeah. I liked all that stuff. I did like that stuff. Oh, that's right. At the end, the Joker. I don't like their version of the Joker. I'm glad they cut that deleted scene.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
That deleted scene was
that deleted scene was pretty lame. So they were right to cut that.
I didn't know what they were thinking there, but
yeah. It was adrenaline, not Bane venom. No, I'm pretty sure it's Bane venom because it's like glowing green. Like I don't. The only like green glowing substance that you inject in yourself that makes you super pissed off in the Batman universe is the Bane venom. So I'm assuming it's not just normal adrenaline, but
yeah, there was one thing also that you missed, since you're totally ripping into it. In the I guess this is another spoiler. Do people care about the spoilers?
I don't know.
I don't know. Is the stream like disappearing?
Yeah.
So when Batman confronts the Riddler at the end, he goes to see him and he's already in jail. And you don't know if the Riddler knows that he's Batman or not.
But don't spoil that part.
Oh, well, fuck. I already did. So, but he says in that thing, I'm not physical. Like he needed Batman to do the physical stuff.
Yes.
And I thought, motherfucker, you repelled into the first guy's apartment and like choked him to death. What are you talking about? Did he not?
I forgot about that.
Did he not do that? I mean,
did he repel?
I thought he came through
remember.
the skylight with like a rope and shit. I'm like, that's pretty fucking physical.
I thought the first guy he kills with the carpenter tool.
The first guy is the mayor, though. The mayoral candidate.
Does he? I thought he hit him over the head and knocked him out first.
Right, he does. He scuffles with him.
Yeah.
But he comes.
He kind of fucked it up though. He almost didn't get him.
Well, but he still. I mean, listen. I mean, if you're gonna break in, that's substantially easier than rappelling down like a 50-foot through a 50-foot skylight.
I guess that's true. It didn't bother me so much though. I thought it was a little weird because they're going with, obviously this Batman's supposed to be more realistic. Like he only uses the grappling hook, I think, like twice in the entire movie, and it's a far more realistic grappling hook than like the normal Batman. He can latch onto anything, grappling hook.
Has like a 3,000-yard range.
Yeah, you're right. And
could you imagine how much fucking rope you would need for all this shit?
Yeah, right. Well, someone actually calculated your arm, like the arm strength that you would require to like grapple like the way Batman does. It's just like you need to have like a metal crane arm or something.
Well, and the level of wire that he needs, it would be like a fucking huge tire around.
Yeah, right. Well, and also he doesn't even have a batarang that he can throw at anyone in this whole movie. But anyway, no, there was one thing that I thought was a little unusual, which is that like he's like completely bulletproof in this fucking movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which I didn't mind so much because it's kind of cool visually where you have like people shooting Batman and he just kind of like walks through it.
Yeah.
But it is like super unrealistic. So I was like, okay, I'll let him have it because it looks cool. It looks cool. I'm fine with
That
it.
works until he gets shot in the jaw, right? I mean, it's pretty obvious where.
Yeah, he gets shot pretty close range with a shotgun, and that like knocks, hurts him. But he takes a lot of shots and he's okay.
Yeah, it's
Now he
pretty
doesn't throw a
cool.
batarang. He has this weird thing where like the bat in his chest comes out, and he can use it to cut stuff. But I don't think he ever throws it at anybody or knocks anything out of any. He has like a little hook thing. He's like the Zelda hook shot where he'd like grab people with it. But I don't remember him throwing a batarang at anyone.
Can't believe you ruined the whole movie.
Yeah, he uses it to cut things. He doesn't throw it at anyone. But anyways,
now I have to watch it again with all of your ruining it.
No. It's still listen. I'm so glad I watched it.
Oh, I want to watch it again anyway. I thought it was pretty badass. Now I'll be watching it, going, "Oh, you missed how great this was, Sitch."
Just turn off your brain when you watch it, guys.
Oh, I will.
And just enjoy the vibe of the movie. The vibe of the movie is fantastic. So
there's this little cool scene where one of the cops is all fucking pissed off because Batman is coming into the crime scene. And he's like, let that fucking vigilante in here. And then he sees Bruce Wayne and he's like, oh, he's such a suck up. Oh, Bruce Wayne. Hey, Bruce, over here. I love you. Can I lick your boots?
That was pretty funny, yeah.
It's such a nice little touch.
Wait, are we still live? What's going on here?
Oh, did we get kicked off?
Batman.
Says we're live. Batman spoilers.
No, I don't know. I was looking through the super chats from before. Like, it showed the thumbnail was like not showing up. Like it was, whatever. I don't know what's up with that. Anyways, is there anything else you want to talk about Batman?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, I think got him. Andrew Clark for $5 says Riddler takes the pictures from his lair. So if Batman found where the pictures were taken from, he spoils the rest of Riddler's plans. Shaking my head. There you go. Tyler Speecher for Joy says repeal the NFA. Oh, the National Firearms Act. I don't remember. I don't know what that even. I don't even know what the National Firearms Act is. So I have to look into that. Electric Elephant for $5 says making sexuality transactional is damaging to society overall, not just the seller. Could explain with more characters. Also, you missed my Sunday chat. Did I? Well, I didn't get to any of the Sunday chats yet, so that's what I was going to do right now. When I can find the fucking tab that I have open for it, which seems to be gone.
Sex isn't transactional? I mean, I feel like there's a transaction in there somewhere.
I did like the bat suit. I did think it was a good bat suit.
Yeah.
And the important thing, I did like his Batman voice. It wasn't a Nolan voice, which I appreciate because this is terrible.
I like Nolan's Batman voice.
Where is he?
Hey, you're such a fucking movie snob. You should have done
the hero that people need. Not the one they deserve.
You should have done a Batman review. You could have got like 1 million views off of that. Everyone was doing Batman reviews.
We need your evidence. I am the darkness.
I heard nobody.
Warrior of the lights.
I watched a bunch of the Batman reviews and nobody was as detailed as you. Nobody had
people were stupid.
Nobody had your commentary.
Really?
Your commentary would have been completely unique out there in the Batman universe.
Okay, well, maybe I'll still do it. That's interesting. To me, it was so apparent. I'm shocked. I assume this is what everyone said that was criticizing the movie.
But I was hypnotized by the pretty pictures.
Oh, I see.
That's the way that I like to go into all movies.
This was where my visual autism kicks in because I'm not hypnotized by any
I know
pictures ever.
exactly.
So.
I can't. Sitch, I knew when you started saying it, I was like, oh God, no. Why are you making me think about the people in the other cars? Why? Those people don't matter. We should recut it and insert a scene with a little boy with a puppy in his lap driving on the other side of the freeway.
Well, you could even have the same scene where like one truck crashes and it's just like there's an oil truck, right? And just the back part of the truck explodes by itself. You don't have to have like a million cars crash into a fireball,
Mm-hmm.
You can have the exact same scene where just one truck, the back part of it explodes. You're like, oh, well, maybe the guy in front's okay. And then, the Batmobile flies through the fire or something. Didn't have to be like
that scene is utter carnage.
It is. It's insane.
It is. It's insane levels of violence. But I mean, that's what makes it cool.
Yes.
If you just don't think about the kid with the puppy in the back.
The kid with the puppy, yep. Driving to see a movie with their mom, and then fucking Batman comes in and goes,
I know. You're so right. That would be
a comedy scene in like The Other Guys or some movie like that.
Yes, totally. But there would be those people have families that would be like, what the fuck happened? Like someone has to pay for this. Some fucking drunk driver driving the wrong way down the freeway. And wouldn't the other guy be in jail too?
Yeah, the Penguin should be in jail for that. I don't understand why he's not in jail for killing all those people.
He got out because the city's corrupt.
They didn't even arrest him. They just left him there. Like, oh, this is the wrong guy. Bye. And he's like, wait, what? You're just gonna leave me here? And it's like, I guess so.
We have a lot of bodies to take to the morgue right now. I'll have to catch up with you later.
And it was weird too, because like if they would have arrested him then and there, it wouldn't have changed any of the plot at all. Like he didn't need to be in the rest of the movie.
That's true. Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess it's just a massive oversight.
Mm-hmm.
But Electro Master for $5 says, first of all, Adam, I tried Lucky Charms pancakes. And the marshmallows melted holes in the pancakes. I'm so sad.
Why?
What does he mean they melted holes in the pancakes? Like they just melted through? There's just holes in the pancakes?
The marshmallows would have been.
Oh, but you didn't say pancakes. I thought it was for waffles.
Well, you can do pancakes or waffles.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's the same batter, technically.
How did they taste?
Can be.
Who cares about the Swiss cheese marshmallows? How did they taste?
CT did a bunch of Adam cereal waffles, and she said they're great. So.
Yeah. She did cinnamon toast crunch, I believe, which does sound delicious. Something I would like to try. Hi, you just listened to a clip from the Sitch and Adams show. If you like what you heard, you can listen to our live show right here on this channel on Sunday, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And if you want, you can super chat us. We read $20 and up super chats on the show and then do a follow-up stream on the following Tuesday where we read the rest of the unread super chats and interact with fans of the show. Subscribe to this channel right here to listen to the live show or to listen to more of our awesome clips.